What's going on, my shiny happy people? Zoop here, and today I have an even shinier Viribus Unitis in my port. This Austro-Hungarian dreadnought can be found at tier 5 and is a pan-European ship. Her name translates to "with united forces," which was the personal motto of Emperor Franz Joseph I. In 1918, Viribus Unitis was sunk by a mine planted by Raffaele Rossetti, an Italian engineer and naval officer. This occurred on November 1st, so the anniversary is right around the corner. The Viribus Unitis has 35,700 hit points and carries 12 guns in a 4x3 configuration. These guns are 305mm and have a reload of 30 seconds. The guns have a range of 16 kilometers. Secondaries have a range of 4 kilometers at base. Anti-aircraft capabilities on this ship are non-existent. Seriously, they're none. You're CV fodder. Top speed is a base 20.5 knots with a 530 meter turning radius and a rudder shift of 11.5 seconds. Concealment at its best is 10.9 kilometers. So, on to the actual review. And I want to put out a big caveat. In many ways, it's unfair to review a tier 5 or below ship in the same way I review a tier 6 and above ship. There's so many unfortunate variables at tier 5. Are kamikazes and chisaris present? Are there 2 or even 3 aircraft carriers present? All these affect things a lot at tier 5. In many ways, the cards are always stacked against tier 5 ships, because that tier and below seem to have the most seal clovers, which drastically affects balance along with a few OP ships. That being said, I'll do my best to give a fair and honest review of this ship. As always, we start with offense. And there's much to like here. You have 12 guns, and they can pack a punch. They're decently accurate and can torture cruisers just as they should. They do decent enough against more lightly armored battleships, and even on the more heavily armored, they can take pretty good chunks off. Get ready to see 8,000 damage a lot, because that seemed to be the norm. And I don't have an issue with that. For offensive capabilities, for its tier, I'll give her a firm 8. She's not hurting at all in the gun department. Defensively, things are a little worse. While her armor isn't incredibly horrible, your primary foe will be the Chisare, which really doesn't care how you're angled. It'll eat you alive. And if they're 2, I'm very sorry, you really don't stand a chance at all if they decide to focus on you. Complicating things, you usually have carriers in the low tier rounds, and you often have 2. The AA is non-existent on this ship, making you a giant snack for airplanes. Defense on this ship gets a 5 out of 10, mostly on account of its lack of AA, which really hurts this ship. Maneuverability isn't too bad. Yeah, you're slow. You're a dreadnought. What do you expect? Its turn is compact, and an 11.5 second rudder shift isn't horrible. There are much worse out there. You aren't a speed demon though, so just remember that. Maneuverability gets a 6 out of 10. I'm not going to rate this ship on a competitive scale. That'd be a little unfair, primarily because competitive just doesn't exist for it. Have we had ranked at tier 5? Honestly, I can't remember at this point. Either way, we're skipping right over it and going straight to fun factor. Is this a fun ship? It can be very fun. Can this ship suck? Yeah, that too. Really, this ship is very match dependent. All those factors I mentioned earlier, carriers, kamikazes, chisares, they all play into whether you'll have fun or not in this ship. A few of them, and you can still have fun. Too many, and the fun factor disappears a lot. For what it's worth, I've enjoyed the Viribus. For fun factor, I feel a 7 out of 10 is perfectly fair for her. She does have the ability to carry, even if she's in a tier 6 round. So with these ratings, Viribus Unitis gets a 6.5 out of 10. I think this is a worthy score, and puts her in the completely adequate category. She's not a bad ship. She's not a meh ship. She's decent. And sometimes decent is good enough for someone looking for something different. What's my take? At times you can feel like you're the king of the world in the Viribus. Her guns are pretty accurate, and they can indeed hit hard. Other times, you feel like you're getting picked on. Her armor and guns just aren't quite as good as Chisare, and she can be an easy target for airplanes. Either way, if you're looking for a new low to mid-tier ship to shake things up, you can't go wrong with her if the price is right. There have been worse options out there, and this certainly isn't a bad option. It just depends how often you play at tier 5 and how much utility a Dreadnought will give you. Anyhow, that's a review of the Viribus Unitis. Stay tuned in the near future for a chance to win one. Be sure to like and sub for more reviews in the future. As always, thank you all for watching. You ladies and gentlemen rock. And I can't tell you that enough. I love you all. Zoup out.